desk is a mess. Because the cat spilled water. Roommate's cat. Oh my goodness. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna be so annoyed if Mincemeat Metalwork comes up. Okay, okay. Wow, it's not actually in anything. My last week has been the curse of Mince. Not even last week, even just like the last 3 days. The only map in the rotation has been Mincemeat Metalworks. Or at least that's the only map I get. Nah, what I got, I don't know, all the hallways are the same. I don't remember even. I got one of the other maps. It was in tower control. It was... honestly, I don't even know anymore. I got one of the other maps. What one was it? And we just got absolutely... It wasn't Hammerhead Bridge. I just know we got absolutely dominated in it. Wasn't Hammerhead Bridge. I don't know. We'll talk about it later during WIBE. This game has been driving me absolutely crazy. Because I'm really close to being S rank. And there's no way the season ends in... what, 4 days? There's no way I make it. There's no way I make it to S rank in 4 days. But the game has been driving me crazy. And it's not even for the reasons you think. Well, sometimes not. I mean, besides for the general me not being good at it. Like... oh my god. So yeah, here we are back with In Chat, Splatoon. Yeah, I hate this game now. You know, it's been a week, and yep, I've come... The realization that every pro player has come to about this game that makes them hate it. You know, the thing I joked about Chugga Conroy last week, how he was, coming to, hate the game because of it. Yep, it's happened to me as well. Yep, I have seen the dark side of Splatoon. Just trying to get up to S rank. I have seen the dark, grimy underbelly of Splatoon, and I hate this game now. 0 out of 10. No longer favorite game of the year. Still hopelessly addicted to it. That hasn't changed at all. Oh my god. No, yeah, no, oh, sugar snackies. Yeah, no, I now hate this game. I just want to get to S rank before the next season starts. I'm not actually... I know there was more season news. I don't actually have any of it written down, so we're not talking about it this week. Mostly just a bunch of new weapons and whatnot. Nothing too big. But the next season starts soon. And I'm trying to get to S rank before the next season starts. And it's made me come to the realization... It's made me, realize everything I hate about this game. Because I can't get to S rank. I know I'm not great at it, but I should at least be able to get up to S rank. I'm so forkin' close. And, I've already tried one rank-up match. Again, we'll talk about it. I've already tried once in, the past, 3 days. Did I try? No, I was like, was it yesterday? No, it wasn't yesterday. It was 2 days ago. Oh, crap. Yeah, no, I hate this game. We're not even fighting any splash-o-matics. So, tonight's show, we got a state of play that happened that I did watch. We lost. Oh, wow. Okay, I guess we had more than I thought. They just had so much of the middle. So, we've got a state of play, which I did watch after. I watched it, like, later that night. I didn't watch it live. Then we have a bunch of miscellaneous Nintendo news that, you know, has just come up over the past week. Mortal Kombat? Question mark, question mark, question mark? And then we got some WIBE stuff. No movie this week. I don't think so. Yeah, I didn't see Cocaine Bear. I might see it later this week. But I didn't see it today. Or I didn't see it, like, you know, yesterday or for a Thursday premiere or whatever. So maybe next week. But I did finally finish Ghost and Molly McGee, so we are talking about that. You know, I'd love a quick show. It's not going to be a quick show, but you know how it is. So I guess let's get started. Let me pour myself a drink real quick, actually. I just remembered before we started the stream that I was like, wait a second. I have apple juice. Why ain't I drinking any apple juice? No, I'm instead having a Pepsi Nitro. Again, I do not like Pepsi. I don't like Coke either. I don't really like Pepsi, but these Pepsi Nitros are good. This is like the one good thing Pepsi has done. So yeah, our first news story is the PlayStation State of Play. So we knew, I think it had been rumored that, hey, there's going to be a State of Play, like, in the next few weeks, and that there's going to be a State of Play in, like, June-ish. June, May. And, you know, that made sense. That made sense. It's been a while since the last State of Play. You know, usually, like, Xbox just did their first Direct, like, a few weeks ago, so it would make sense for PlayStation to do theirs. So yeah, it was more of like, oh, it's just a matter of time. And yeah, here we go. So the big thing is that PSVR literally came out on, I want to say it was either the same day as this Direct, the 22nd, or it was like the day before, the day after, PSVR 2. I did not pick up PSVR 2. Mainly the price point. The price point is what killed it for me. The fact that it's... Because I'm kind of curious about it. I have the normal PSVR. I've really liked my time with the normal PSVR. So I'm kind of interested in PSVR 2. But what kills it for me is the price point. It is more expensive than getting a normal PS5. And while I'm sure there are some good games on it, like I've been hearing great stuff about Res Infinite... I've been hearing okay stuff about Call of the Mountain. What the Bat's on it, and that's a game I was really hoping that just on the off chance they were gonna release What the Bat on just normal VR as well, and this was just the release date. And nope, that's not what happened. So I can't play What the Bat on normal PSVR. Gotta have the 2, and I can't justify it. But What the Bat is a game I'm seriously looking like. I'm like, yeah, that seems interesting, but just too freaking expensive, man. So yeah, that's a whole thing. But so this Direct started off with a few games. I think the first, 4 or 5 games were all PSVR games. The only 2 that kind of interested me was the Foglands, which was the first one they showed. And it's kind of a weird game, you know. It's doing that weird thing, but where like you're in like this strange land. It's not cartoony, right? You've got guns and you're killing things. But like all the creatures are weird. Do I want to compare it to Abe's Odyssey? Not really, but it's something like that. Right? It's weird. But it, you know, weird is not bad. Not bad at all. I'm going to run through that instantly. And then the other one was Before Your Eyes, which starts off as like, oh, right, it's, oh, before your eyes. You're seeing all this weird stuff before them. But then, like, it keeps getting... This one does have the cartoony art style. It reminds me of some of those, like... it reminds me of an Annapurna game. There's a specific one whose name I can't remember, but I know there are other Annapurna games it reminds me of as well. It's got, you know, a more graphically interesting, cartoonish art style, which I am all in favor of, right? So it looks decent, and, you know, as the trailer goes on, it gets crazier and crazier, talking wolf people, you know, stuff like that. So that one, you know, that was the other one that interested me. The other three they showed, one of them was a space one. What space one? I don't remember. I legitimately have no idea. I just know they showed a space one. Yeah, the other games didn't really interest me. They showed off some more... It's not Tachia. It's it's Chai? Chai? It's something like... So it's a girl who can, like, literally turn into different animals. You know, it's one of those Breath of the Wild influenced games. But, you know, indie. And now, I just got off of Little Gator Game, which was a Breath of the Wild influenced indie game. And that game was great. Fantastic. And Chai, which is what I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. But it looks great either way. I think this Chai game looks great. Right, you're going around, you're transforming into different animals, you can climb things. It's New Caledonia, if I remember correctly. Is that right? Oh god, I might have gotten that part wrong. It's something like that, though. Oh god, I was really hoping it would come down. So yeah, either way, it still looks great. It got a release date of March 21st. So that's in under a month. So that's actually really cool. That's definitely something I'm going to keep my eye out for. It's coming to the PS Plus Extras and Premium collection. Which, god, that needs a better name. But it looks good. You know, it looks good. Again, depending on price and whatnot and what else is coming out, I might. You know. I'm always down for a good indie game. Next up, they showed off Humanity. So, I want to say this is the same studio that did Res Infinite. Am I remembering that correctly? So, it's this weird indie game that, you know, the first comparison that comes to mind is it's called Humanity. So, the name reminds me of something like, Everywhere, right? Or Everything. If you remember, there was that weird game called Everywhere, where, you know, you could play as... Or Everything, excuse me. It was called Everything, and, you know, you could play as everything. You start off as, right, like, grass or whatnot. And then you can go bigger, you can go smaller, you can become the planets, or you can become, like, atoms. And there was a narrator talking to you the entire time. Really weird game that I only played for, like, an hour or two. But it was... I enjoyed that hour or two with it. That's kind of, like... What are you doing, dog? Don't eat the cat. Back. Don't eat the cat. No! Don't eat the kitty. I'm probably gonna have to relocate this kitty. Come on. She's not gonna move. I'm gonna have to move this kitty. Yeah, there's been a cat under my desk. And it's my roommate's cat. And I'm going to have to move it. Because all the dogs want to get to it. And, of course, we want another one. I hate to move out on a winning team. So I'm not going to. Be good to Kitty. What were we talking about? Oh, yeah, so humanity. It reminds me of that game Everything. But it also reminds me of Totally Accurate Battle Simulator. You know, it's got the art style. But it seems to be some sort of, like, weird puzzle game where you're guiding these, you know, humanity through these, like, puzzles. And, you know, it looks like you're going to war against other humanities, and there's giant humans made out of little small humans, and there's a giant golden human for some reason. It's a very weird game. It does optionally have PSVR support. So if you want PSVR support, it is there. If you don't want PSVR support, well, don't worry about it. You know, it seems like it's single player. There seems to be a level creator as well, which that's good. You know, that sounds interesting. So yeah, it's a very strange game. But I like strange. Like I said, I liked Everything, which was also a very weird game. Next up, the return of Goodbye Volcano High. So if you don't... So this was one of those games that was revealed at the original PS5 reveal event, and we hadn't seen anything of it since then. I mean, since then, literally, I think the game We Are OFK was both announced and released in the time it took for just for us to see this game again. Now, I do not know what people thought of We Are OFK. I thought people liked it, but I'm definitely not sure. I thought people liked it. Like, I know it's going to be a niche hit. Like, not everyone's going to love it. But from what I saw, it was like, yeah, no, this was a fine game. But no, I'm not sure anymore. Doggo. No, don't eat kitties. So yeah, we haven't seen anything of this game in a while. But it was one that I was always kind of like, you know, that might be... Right, and I said the same thing about We Are OFK. I was like, you know, that might be good. And yeah, I heard it was fine. I heard the music was good. I remember someone commenting on the music, at least. Saying that was good. Don't remember any much else about people talking. I swear I remember people did like We Are OFK. That sounds right. And see, I don't remember if that was revealed at a Nintendo event or a PlayStation event. I know it ended at a Nintendo event. That was like the most recent time I had seen it. Before it came out. And that was episodic. I don't think this one's episodic. But yeah, no, art style, I've always thought the art style was interesting. Like, it's clearly like, you know, high school coming-of-age story. But what I like about it, you know, dinosaurs. Because why not? You know, why not do dinosaurs? And I like the designs and everything. Does that make me a furry? I don't fucking know. Doesn't everything make you a furry nowadays? I feel like there's no way to win that conversation. But semantics aside, yeah. And then, of course, there's always, like, the, you know, you want good... Okay, so there's that one I want to say it's Robert Pattinson movie, where it's like, oh, it's this little rom-com, and then at the very end of the movie, you find out the guy works at the World Trade Center, and it's 9/11. That's how I want Goodbye Volcano High to end. Oh, surprise, surprise, they've graduated high school, and then you look up in the sky and you see the asteroid that kills the dinosaurs, and that's where it ends. That's dark, but no, seriously, that's kind of how I expected this game to end. But no, I'm kind of like, yeah, you know what, that might be fine. Yeah, that might be fine. It might be terrible, but it might be fine as well. Okay, give me a second. I gotta go deal with the cat. So I picked up the cat. It immediately jumped off my arms, went under my bed, and now the dogs are just camping it. So fuck. That sucks. There's plenty of room for it to run away. It'll be fine. Because the dogs aren't going to, like, hurt it or anything. They're just curious. And, you know, if the cat will boop it in the face and they'll come crying to daddy. The dogs are stupid. But they're dogs. Meanwhile, the cat's a little old lady. God, the cat's old. So what were we talking about? PlayStation. Next up, they showed off Street Fighter 6. I'm kind of interested in Street Fighter 6. Like, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't. Just to be a little, you know, transparent about this. Like, because, you know, it's funny, we're talking about the two big fighting games tonight. At least I definitely think of Mortal Kombat as one of them. And yet, like, when it comes to fighting games, yeah, I don't play I've played Mortal Kombat, didn't really get into it, and again, we'll talk about it. It was fine. Street Fighter, though, I played Street Fighter 2, and that was it. Never played any of the others. I know people did not like 5. Like, I specifically remember people did not like 5. So, yeah. But a lot of people seem to actually be very hyped on 6. Oh my god. Why didn't that? So yeah, a lot of people seem to be really hyped on 6. And yeah, you know, it actually looks different. It looks decent. Visually, yeah, it looks great. But I think the big thing that interests me more is I guess they're, like, changing up control scheme to make it more accessible. You know, a lot less of having to memorize button combinations. Not that the button combinations are still there. But, you know, it's a lot more accessible now. Which, yeah, that appeals to me. Because I was the type of guy who, when I played, like, Mortal Kombat, I'd learn one character's one, like, spammy move, and then I just use that over and over again. And, right, I feel how I would play Street Fighter as well. And Smash Bros. I know a single one of Terry's moves. And that's it. I don't remember anything else. But no, so the new character, they revealed Zangief is coming back. They also revealed Cammy is coming back. Which I know people are really excited for Cammy to come back. I've seen people praise... So Cammy's got a new design. Because normally she's the one that wears the leotard, right? But, like, this time, no, she's got a sports bra, and she's got pants and a jacket. And people have been praising this design, right? I've seen people say, like, oh, it's one of those designs where it's, like, showing less skin actually makes her sexier. Because, Cammy normally wears a unitard. But no, in this one, she's actually, like, more covered. I mean, there's still plenty of skin showing, but she's more covered up than normally. And no, I've seen people really do like it. Sometimes that does totally work. Mithra's Smash Bros. Design shows way less skin than her, original design. I think it looks better. When my Shiranui didn't get into Smash Bros., I saw a bunch of people say, like, oh, well, they basically made custom designs. Like, what if we covered her up? And yeah, honestly, they all looked great. So yeah, I do. There is definitely an art to, like, making a character look sexier by covering more skin. That cat better boop you in the nose, dog. You fuck around, you find out. I'll tell you that right now. So yeah, Street Fighter 6 still looks good. Resident Evil 4. So I played Resident Evil 4. And yeah, it is one of the good Resident Evil games. It's maybe the good Resident Evil game. At least back in the time. Like, because, it's definitely different than 1, 2, and 3. And 5 and 6 are awful. But no, 4 was good. 4 found this, like, balance between being, like, a campy horror movie. But, it did a lot of things really well. And people have been excited for the remake, including me. I did not realize it comes out next month. That really surprised me. I forgot about that. But no, that's right around the corner. And yeah, it looks good. We find out there's a Donkey Kong style minecart sequence, which I don't... Again, it's been a long time. It's been... When did the Wii version come out? Because that was the first time I played Resident Evil 4. It was on the Wii. So yeah, that's definitely the first... I don't remember there being a minecart section. I could be wrong about that. But I'm all in favor of a Donkey Kong style minecart section. I think that fits the type of game Resident Evil 4 is, And of course, you got Ashley and Bitch Dumpster. I remember that video better than I remember the actual game. You do the Bitch Dumpster button because she's the perfect companion. Bitch Dumpster. And then you just don't worry about it. You kill all the enemies... Then you hit the bitch dumpster button and she gets out of the dumpster. Perfect companion. Because, yeah, I don't know, is that still really a thing? With, like, video game companions just being awful? Because for the longest time, that was a thing. Like, I remember, right, like, that's why in Bioshock Infinite, Elizabeth doesn't do, right, like, you don't have to protect her or anything. Because, people hate companions in video games. Because of characters like Ashley. But I feel like I can't think of the last time I had, like, an escort quest like that. I mean, maybe an Assassin's Creed game? Specifically, like, a protection escort quest. Like, I know Assassin's Creed loves their escort quests. But that's usually you following a character. No, this was a different type of... This was a different type of escort. It was protection. I don't know. Either way, I probably won't pick it up at launch, honestly. Resident Evil 4. But it is really... it's crazy how many games are getting remade. How many classic, amazing games are getting remade. I mean, literally, just this week, we got fucking Metroid Prime Remake, which is one of the greatest games from that generation. And now we got Resident Evil 4 Remake, also one of the greatest games from that generation. Now all we need is fucking Wind Waker. which has been rumored forever now. Also, one of the greatest of that generation. And then finally, the PlayStation Showcase ended off with Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League. So, cutscene-wise, right, we find out, oh, they're going after Lex Luthor, and, you know, the Flash is trying to stop them, and then they find Lex Luthor, and Flash is like, oh, you think I'm just gonna let you walk away with him? And then Flash, like, starts doing his thing around them. Wonder Woman comes in, fucking, not T-Bone. Just fucking, you know, derails him, lassos him, and the Flash is like, the only way to stop us is to kill us. And it's like, oh. So, cutscene-wise, I think Wonder Woman looks great. I think the Flash design, it's a very battle armor style design. I think it looks fine. Cutscene-wise, I'm like, okay, you know, this might not be bad. Then you get to gameplay, and it's like, this is so fucking boring. It's, you know, if this was just a good, fun shooter game, that, you know, Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League. Hey, we're going to make a fun shooter where instead of playing as the Justice League, you get to fight them, and, you know, we're going to have a lot of fun boss fights. And, right, it's just you and your friends can play this game together, and, right, you do the story mode. I would be like, you know what? Okay, sure, hit me with it. I'm down for this. But no, of course, there's going to be a battle pass. There's going to be all these unlockable cosmetics throughout the battle pass. Oh, we want to make a live service that will keep supporting into the future. You know, we're going to be adding more characters, which I think, like, part of me wonders, is Lex Luthor going to be one of those characters? Because they're definitely... You see him for, like, a brief second in this trailer with the power armor. So I can definitely see it. But yeah, it's all that shit that ruins this game for me. Who fucking gives a shit about live service games anymore? Okay, so earlier in the showcase, Destiny 2. They announced another update for Destiny 2. That game must be 10 years old by now. At least by the first one. It's either 10 years old or it's coming up on it. I feel like we've been playing Destiny forever. I feel like it's been a long time. Destiny 2, I want to say, was like 2016, 2017. But either way, people have been playing Destiny 2 for a long time. And yet, you still have all these developers that are trying to copy Destiny 2's success. Missing out on the key point that they're not going to play your fucking stupid live service bullshit because they always have Destiny 2. And they can just go back and play Destiny 2. Why would they start over in your stupid fucking live service shooter game when they've already got all their shit in Destiny 2? Or why would they play your stupid fucking live service when they've got fucking Fortnite, right? Oh, people have right, you can literally probably play as all of the Justice League in Fortnite by now. They've done enough events. But no. Oh, we're gonna start off your new Justice League. And, like, if the game's fun, people will play it. But guess what? Oh, they play it, and then they just go back to Destiny 2. Because that's where they've put all their time commitments. Or Fortnite. Or Warcraft. How the fuck have... Like, I know the video game industry is fucking stupid and literally never learns its lesson. But how the fuck did we fuck up? How the fuck have they fucked up so bad that they didn't learn this with World of Warcraft? Which it definitely has been 15 years by now. At least. Like, there were so many people who came out to try to copy World of Warcraft. And all of them failed because guess what? They're not World of Warcraft. Everyone they'd spent time in WoW, so they just went back to WoW instead of playing more of your not WoW, which wasn't WoW. Right? And we're doing that. We did this with Fortnite. Okay, Destiny, the first Destiny is 9 years old. Or it'll be 9 in September. Yeah, exactly. Right? Why the fuck would they play your game when they can just go back to Destiny or Fortnite? A developer, because they're ruining good games by turning every game into a stupid live service. Would Gotham Knights have been good if it wasn't another stupid fucking live service? Because that's one I have actually played. Probably not. But it would have been better if it wasn't. And same thing here. Would this game have been good if it wasn't a live service? Maybe. Maybe. But as a live service, I just don't give a shit. And like, will I pick this up? You know what? Actually, probably not at launch. Definitely not at launch. But I'll probably actually pick this up like a month later when its price has been cut in half to like $20 because nobody fucking bought it. That's what happened with Gotham Knights. So yeah, there's no point to buy this game at launch. Because, you know, it's just going to go down. Because live services need people to play them to, you know, get their whales. So you just got to wait a month and then you can get it for cheap. I got the stupid fucking live service Avengers game. I got for $5. Because of that. Haven't even played it, mind you. But you know, it's sitting on my shelf. So yeah, no, this game does nothing for me. Watching the trailer, I'm like, okay, the story stuff, you know, that might be okay. But everything else, and like, I've seen some people, and like, technically this is actually a good complaint. That like, oh, if you're gonna have a character called Captain Boomerang, his main weapon should be a boomerang. Instead of just like, oh, his like little side, like his like secondary little like, you know, like this, my fucking little torpedoes here. No, that's his boomerang. And they just made him another shooting character. On top of Harley Quinn, who's a shooter. Deadshot. Literally a Deadshot shooter. Nope, we gotta have more shooters. And I'm assuming King Shark has a gun. I kind of don't remember. I remember him having sickles in the trailer at one point, so yeah, that was a thing. And like, I have no problem. Right, and it's like I said with fucking Red Hood and Gotham Knights. Like, I have no problem giving him magical powers as long as it makes his gameplay unique. I have no problem with them giving Captain Boomerang some of Flash's powers as long as that makes his gameplay unique. But yeah, no, this is a game that's ruined by its live service mechanics. If it wasn't a live service, I don't know if it would be a good game. I don't even know if it's going to be a bad game. You know, it might come out and people might really like it. But I can tell you, being a live service just makes it worse. Right? No game has ever been made better by being a live service. So yeah, that was the state of play. Yep, that was a state of play. You know, they can't all be winners. Of course, right? Like, you're a fucking fool if you expect every showcase to be a winner. I don't remember if I liked the last state of play. I know there was one state of play that I liked that nobody else did, but I'm pretty sure that's like a year ago now. So the last one might have been good. It might not have. I really do not remember. But this one didn't do it for me. PSVR is something I don't care about. Some of the games look fine. You know, some of the games in the showcase looked fine. Others, you know, not as much. So, yeah. So now let's talk about some miscellaneous. So Nintendo just has a lot of miscellaneous little short stories this week. So we might as well talk about those. First off, they announced a Pokemon Presents is happening on Pokemon Day. I want to say it's like 20 minutes. Yeah, I want to say it's something like 20 minutes. So it's not super long. To be fair, it's actually, I want to say it's like the second or third longest Pokemon Presents ever. Most of the time they are very short. Usually shorter than this. Dog! Stop blocking the cat. I'll kick you both out. You may be good girls, but I'll kick you both out. Mark my words. I told the cat to get in the box earlier, and she didn't get in the box. That cat poops in here. I'm gonna kill the dogs. That was a joke. That was a joke, by the way. I do. I always, whenever I leave the door open for the cat, I'm always worried, like, oh, one day it's just gonna poop in here. Or pee. I mean, it knocks over my water all the time. I hate it. I hate it so much. So what were we? Nintendo news. So yeah, the Pokemon Presents, I don't have any predictions or anything. Or I did, but I did them last week. So, you know, you can go check those out. Big things, Pokemon DLC for Scarlet and Violet, pretty obvious one. That's a very obvious, easy prediction that we all kind of expect, mainly because it's been leaked. A new mystery dungeons would be cool. A new, I don't know, because last year was the first year ever since Pokemon's release year that there has not been a Pokemon spin-off game. Fun fact. Yeah. There was, and, because, yeah, stuff like Cafe Remix, and, you know, I expect to see all that shit. Cafe Remix, the one that nobody gives a shit about, Masters, Unite, you know, the gacha-fueled microtransaction loot box mess. Right, I expect updates on all the Pokemon Go. I expect updates on all that. What's another big one? I expect... there's one big one I'm forgetting. And it pisses me off that I'm not remembering it. It's not Misc... Oh, the Gen 1... The Gen 1 through 3 on Game Boy Virtual Console. I expect... I would not be surprised if all three of those don't get announced. And Gen 1... you know, it'd be cool if Gen 1 was available now. And then they say Gen 2 will come out later in the summer. And Gen 3 will be later in the fall. I don't expect them to drop all 9 or whatever right now. That'd be ridiculous. Yeah, 9 games. I expect them to go in batches. But yeah, spacing them throughout the year would be really cool. I'd hate to wait a full year. Just to, like, oh, we're going to do Gen 1 this year. We're going to do Gen 2 next year. Because that's what they did with Gold, Silver, and Crystal. As I want to say those were, like, the following year. At least that sounds right anyways in my head. But no, I would love for at least... Right, it's always great when you have an available today announcement in your Direct. Because, I fully expected in the PlayStation thing for the Resident Evil demo to be, hey, guess what, available today. It wasn't. They are doing one. It's just not now. But yeah, having the Pokemon Gen 1 be available today would be huge. Would I play them today? Gods, no. No. I don't even know if I would play through the Gen 1 games again. Because those games are not entirely... Those games have not aged well. I know the last time I replayed them was 2017. I think it was 2017. I can just tell you those games have not aged well. Next up... the Mario movie is getting a Direct. The Mario movie Direct is going to be March 9th, which I know is a while away, but they're announcing it now. And it comes with just a new trailer. The final trailer before the movie drops in either March or April. Mario movie. When is it? March or April? April 7th, so it's the beginning of April. So yeah, this is just one final trailer, you know. This is, if anything, this is going to be the trailer that shows off too much. You know, because every movie is doing that nowadays. You know, anything past the first trailer shows off too much. Like, I didn't even watch the Ant-Man trailer showed off too much. The Shazam trailer, God, that one's awful. Even the first trailer for the new Fast and the Furious shows off too much. Not like it really fucking matters, but they definitely do that. Yeah, so that's coming up. No predictions or anything, you know, it's just a thing. It's a freaking trailer. There's not going to be a game. I do have a warning out. That Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom still does not come out until March. But I guess the art... so this is how I understand it. The art book from the collector's edition. Somebody was able to get their hands on that art book. And they took time to do high quality scans of it. So right, they got in some high quality scans. And those have been released to the public. And I guess they contain massive spoilers. And that's all I know. I have not seen any of the images. I don't want to see any of the images. This is more of just a general warning. Hey, guess what? Go block all this stuff on Twitter and Tumblr and fucking... Nobody uses Facebook anymore. But all those other sites. It's just a general warning. I know I blocked everything on Twitter. At least until Elon Musk announces that, hey, guess what? The ability to mute words is going to be for Twitter Blue users only. Because he's going to do that. It's only a matter of time until he announces that. Mark my fucking words. I can see the future, and that's totally something he would do. Right? Oh, you want to block Elon Musk? Give me $12 for Twitter Blue. He's going to do it. I'm amazed, fucking South Park. I know we're only 2 episodes into the new season. I'm amazed they just... Because I know they've talked about Elon Musk before. I know... They actually didn't... I don't remember them saying it that much bad about him. In the, Because that was season 20, their worst season. But, they really... Oh, and I think he also appeared in the Wacky Racers, now that I think about it. They really need to do some more Elon Musk. Because, yeah, fuck him. Have they ever... I can't even remember if they've ever... I know they've made fun of Facebook. I know they've made fun of Instagram. Have they ever made fun of... Twitter? Oh, yeah, they made fun of Twitter with, Donald Trump. Yeah, that's probably what I'm thinking of. So, yeah. But, yeah, so that art book, just be careful out there. Supposedly, it's got a lot of spoilers and whatnot, some major things. Again, I have not seen anything. This is all secondhand. I literally have not been told any specifics either. Right, even secondhand, I haven't been told any specifics. Just that it contains spoilers and to be careful. And finally, the last Nintendo miscellaneous news. Nintendo has announced that our Nintendo, Microsoft... Remember a few weeks ago there was that talk about, hey, Nintendo's going to sign an exclusive deal with Microsoft to get Call of Duty games on a Nintendo Switch. For 10 years. Not exclusive deal, but, to get Call of Duty on Nintendo Switch for 10 years. And, part of the reason Microsoft is doing that is to show the EU regulators that, hey, we're not a monopoly. See, Nintendo's made a deal with us. Sony can do the same. And I want to make it, on the whole Sony, Activision, Blizzard, Microsoft thing, I'm not on Microsoft's side. I'm not on Sony's sides. I'm actually against both of them. But definitely, I do definitely get the monopoly thing that Sony's talking about. But that just because I understand where Sony's coming from does not mean I'm on their side. And Nintendo getting the Call of Duty games, whatever, sure. I mean, Call of Duty games used to be on the Wii, but then again, the Wii sold 100 million copies. And guess what? The Switch has also sold 100 million copies. More than the Wii, in fact. So yeah, I kind of get that. I kind of get why they'd want to put them on it. It's a very logical thing. Again, it blows my mind that GTA 5 and or one of the Red Deads isn't on this. Red Dead 1 specifically. Maybe a cloud version of 2. I don't know how well that would run. Blows my mind that never happened. But yeah, GTA 5 could totally run on the Switch. Get over here. Tala. You're being so naughty to that kitty. You know that? But no, this Call of Duty thing makes perfect sense. I totally get why Nintendo, or why Microsoft would do it. Like, 100%. I get why Nintendo did it as well. You know, might as well get those games on there, right? Might as well make good deals with, you know, the new people. We're getting destroyed. So yeah, so that's that. You know, is this gonna sway off the EU regulators from, you know, stopping this deal? Because they pushed out a bunch of like, hey, we'll let you buy Activision, but as long as you don't buy Call of Duty. And Microsoft came back and was like, no, if we're right, the deal dies if we don't get Call of Duty. There's no point in buying Activision Blizzard if we don't get Call of Duty. Or there was other things like, oh, we'll let you get Blizzard and King, but not Activision. Right, there were, like, EU regulators came up with a few solutions. All of them terrible, obviously. Because I know there was some speculation that, oh, maybe Microsoft was trying to buy Activision Blizzard King. Not for Activision or Blizzard, but for King. Because King is where the money, like, fucking Candy Crush makes a shitload of money, man. Because, again, abusive microtransactions in getting those whales makes you a lot of money. Like, it's a fucking ridiculous amount, actually. Because, you know, that's what you get when you take advantage of aggressive monetization and feed off people's gambling addictions. That's when they did make a South Park about. I've been in a total South Park mood these past, like, 2 weeks. Ever since the new season started up, I've been all about South Park. So, yeah. So, next up, Mortal Kombat 12. So, I guess this was a Warner Brothers, some sort of, like, investor meeting or something like that. They announced that, hey, guess what? We're working on Mortal Kombat 12, and it'll be out later this year. Which I guess is actually very common for Mortal Kombat. I want to say, like, Mortal Kombat 11, from reveal to release, was only 5 months. Which is not long at all. So I guess that's normally how it works for Mortal Kombat games. I don't know. You know, I'll be honest, I'm not that big of a Mortal Kombat fan. Right? When it comes to the big fighting games, I play Smash Bros. I play Smash Bros. And that's it. I've played Mortal Kombat. I've probably honestly played the last, like, 4 of them. Not, like, their story modes or anything. Well, except for, I want to say 9's. The big reboot, where, you know, that ended with the fucking impossible final boss. Yeah, I played that one's story mode. Back on the 360. But no, Mortal Kombat is one of those things where I'm like, like, my brother is a huge fan of it, but, you know, so I've just kind of been along for the ride. But I've played a fair few of them. I don't know, I really liked, okay, it's not Metalworks. My favorite character was, the fucking Cowboy Man. I liked Cowboy Man. I also, you know, played Sub-Zero a bit, but... Yeah, Cowboy Man. Aaron... It's not Aaron Cage. It's not Cowboy Cletus. It's not whatever the fuck they changed McCree to in, Overwatch. Not Cassie Cage. That is actually... Cassie Cage is a Mortal Kombat character, isn't she? That was a neat idea. I'll be honest, there was, like... There was Cassie Cage and there was, like, Jax's daughter. Those were neat ideas. I like that. And the Mortal Kombat reboots. But no, people love those games. And yeah, the third one being announced. It is a weird way to announce. Like, it would have been cool if we had gotten something at, like, the State of Play. Like, could you imagine, oh, we get at the State of Play, we get the Justice League, or the Suicide Squad, we get Street Fighter 6, and we get Mortal Kombat? But no. But they'll have something to show later this year, I'm sure of it. And when they do, they'll show that. And, you know, and then it'll find out, hey, guess what? It's coming out in, like, November. So, yeah, that's fully something I expect. But I don't know anything about these games. I could call my brother. Fucking pull a Parkser. But no, I seriously know nothing about these games. Like I said, I don't keep up with the story or anything. Other than the one where you have to fight Shao Kahn at the end, and it's fucking impossible. Like, seriously, that's one of the hardest fights in video games. You know, there's... So there you... Okay. Random side tangent, thinking about hard fights in video games. So there used to be... There was a Family Guy game on PS2. It was definitely like a shovelware game. Like, I'm pretty sure Vinesauce featured it in one of his shovelware showcases. But in that game, there were these button mashing fights against the giant chicken. You did the giant chicken, you fought the Black Knight, and you fought these clams. And, you know, for the most part, like, you're playing through most of the game, and they're not that bad. And then you get to the one against the Black Knight near the end of the game, and it's fucking impossible. As a kid, we beat it once. And I want to say it was my father who beat it. And then the final boss fight, same thing, but against the giant chicken. And it's one of those things where I've always kind of wondered, like, if I were to go back to it now, would I be able to beat it? Or is it just too hard, right? Because, like, my father's not, like, an expert or anything. But, like, if I were to... Is it just that I was a kid? That's why I couldn't beat it? Like, if I go back to it now, would I be able to? But, God, that Black Knight fight was so fucking hard. And I think the same thing about Simpsons Hit and Run. There's, like, 2 or 3 missions in Simpsons Hit and Run that, as a kid, including the final mission of the game, that I just could not beat. They were all, like, do the race and collect things along the way within, like, a very specific time limit. And I could never do them. But now in hindsight, I'm like... But I know that Shao Kahn one's still fucking hard. I think my brother, right, who plays a lot of these games, and he's, like, decently good at them. He was like, yeah, no, that fight still sucks. So yeah, there's my side tangent real quick that I just think, right, are the games I beat as a kid actually as hard as I remember them? Probably not because I was a kid, but maybe. It always blows my mind that I beat Metroid 2. That's the one thing I think back to. Like, you know, all these struggles with games, and yet I somehow beat Metroid 2. I guess that's just the way it is. So, let's go on to WIBE. Yeah, we're in. So, I've been playing a lot of Splatoon 3. You know, I'm level 97 in the Season Pass, and I think I have 3 or 4 days. I have tomorrow. I have tomorrow. I have Monday, and then I probably have at least half of Tuesday. Usually the update will come out, like, that day. So I don't have much time left, but I still probably have enough time to complete the Season Pass. So I really want to do that. So I've been working at that, and my other goal has been to get to S rank. And so far, I've done a bunch of, like, Anarchy Battle series. And I've mostly just broken even. Honestly, most of my Anarchy series, I win 2, I lose 2. Not in that order, of course, it's in any order. I win 2, I lose 2. And then I lose a third, and that basically breaks me even on points. I usually I either break even or I gain like 10 points. I think the most recent one, yeah, I gained like 10. So Anarchy series has been driving me crazy. And no matter what game mode, I keep getting stuck in fucking Mincemeat Metalworks. And I fucking hate... I think that is my least favorite map. There's been things where in splat zones where, like, the opponent has taken control of the map and then they just box you up. Because, you know, so one of the big complaints about the map design, one of the biggest complaints about this game is the map design. Because all the maps are effectively hallways. And, you know, it's never... Like, I see what people are talking about when they say that. But it had never really bothered me until this week. This week, I joked at the beginning, like, I now hate this game. I feel like my eyes have been opened. All the maps in this game are hallways. 100% true. I see it now. Because I've just been boxed in at the end of those hallways. Unable to escape. And I fucking hate it. And Mincemeat Metalworks is maybe the worst. I get it now. I see the light. Splash-O-Matic. And you know, it doesn't help that most of my teams fucking suck. Like, I'm using Spider Shot Jr., right? Which is a pretty, it's a pretty decent weapon. I think I want to say it's top tier. And yet, I've gotten into teams. Oh, what are your teammates' weapons? Undercover Brilla, Blobler, fucking... Oh god, what's another terrible weapon? Fucking Big Swig Roller. Meanwhile, what's the enemy's teams? 4 Splash-O-Matics. I legitimately, in the past week, I have not been paired with a single Splash-O-Matic. But I have fought dozens of them. Right? For those out of the loop, Splash-O-Matic is the best weapon in the game. It's fucking undefeated at the moment, right? Nothing even compares. Right, again, we're going up against one right now. I know I just killed that one, but no, seriously, Splash-O-Matic, best weapon. It's a strong enough weapon, but it's got Crab Tank. It's got Crab Tank, which is the strongest special in the game. And it fucking dominates in series. And yeah, no, I've gone against teams of Splash-O-Matics. I've been stuck on teams of, nothing but gold fucking arrow sprays. There we go. So yeah, it's been driving me crazy. Getting up to S rank has been driving me crazy. And I got there. I was like, okay, finally, I've got enough wins to do a rank up battle. And then I got my ass kicked 3 times in a row. Just absolutely dominated. And nope, I'm back, because all the points you spend on a rank up battle, like, usually, like, even if you do really bad in a series, you usually get, like, some points back. Like, you spend 120 to get into the series, and even if you do really bad and lose 3 games in a row, you can usually expect to get, like, at least half of them back. But if you do a rank-up battle, you spend 120 or 130 to get in. If you fail, you get none of it back. So I've gone up to do the rank battle, lose 3 games in a row, then I have to do another bunch of series just to slowly get points to get another attempt at it, just to lose another 3 games in a row. I cannot, like, I know I'm not amazing at this game, but I'm good enough to get S rank. At least I would like to fucking think so. But the game definitely doesn't. And part of me is like, oh, I should just be the Splash-O-Matic I want to see in the world. Oh, nobody wants to give me nobody wants to team with me with Splash-O-Matic? Then I guess I should just learn fucking Splash-O-Matic. But I'm not, like, I know I play aggressive Splattershot Jr. Right? Like, I'm very aggressive with this weapon I'm currently using. But, like, even still, like, I'm okay. I'm not great, but I'm okay. I should totally be good enough to get into S rank. Definitely not X, God no. But I should at least be able to get into S, and I can't do it. I've spent hours and nothing. And I know, and the worst part is, I know when the new series starts, if I get into S rank, I'm either going to be dropped back to A, or if I don't, then I'm going to be dropped back to A-. So no matter what, I fucking lose, right? If I don't get dropped from A, if I get into S, I get dropped back to A. If I don't, then I'm back to A-, and I gotta gain another... Because this is my second time doing this, by the way. Because at the end of the original season, was it called the Drip season? At the end of the Drip season, I worked my way up to literally the exact same position I'm in right now. Just a few points away from S rank. I want to say I did like 4 attempts at the rank up. Never got it. I could never get enough wins to get into the rank up. And now I'm back in that exact same position. So, like, so I guess that means I'm just a really good A rank player who's not good enough to be an S rank player. Because I cannot get out of the position I'm currently stuck in. And it fucking kills me inside. But yeah, no, I have been, I don't want to say red-pilled. Like, I know red pills people are fucking, like, that's your fucking, neo-Nazi shit. No, I haven't, but whatever the phrase is, like, the whole competitive scene, like, exploding this week, that, at least from what I've seen, like, the fact that Crab isn't getting a nerf as far as we can tell, the news, so we already have the OP Splash-O-Matic kit, and they're introducing a new Splash-O-Matic kit, which is gonna be equally broken. Like, oh, you know, Splash-O-Matic has the best sub in the game. This new Splash-O-Matic kit has the third best sub or special in the game. And I think it's also got a good it's got like bomb or something. It's got one of the bombs, which is good. I don't think it's burst bomb, but it's one of them. It's like, no, right? Oh, instead of nerfing the Splash-O-Matic here, we're just going to introduce a new powerful one. And then, you know, oh, I feel like all people were super excited for Kraken to come back. All that excitement is dead. Nobody gives a shit anymore. Right? Like, it legitimately does feel like the Splatoon competitive community is melting down. And yeah, definitely this past week of trying to get into S rank, I kind of agree with them. I still fucking love this game, man. Like, I still really do. But I totally, like, and you know, like, I've known about all the problems, but I'm not a competitive player. So a lot of people, like, complaining about Splash-O-Matic has never really affected me that much. But this week specifically has just been, like, eye-opening. Right? It's just been, like, so awful of just me trying to get into S rank that it's like, yeah, I see the truth. My eyes have been opened. Right? Like, I heard about the problems, but now I've experienced them firsthand. And I'm in hell. God. So yeah, so that's been my week with this game. It's just been awful. What other games have I been playing? Let's start with the good one first. Star Allies. I talked about last week how I was playing through Star Allies again, because the new Kirby game was, you know, coming out. But I wasn't gonna get it. Okay, so... Okay, let's talk about that story real quick. So I said I wasn't gonna pick up the new Kirby game. And no, before the twist is, I have not picked up the new Kirby game. I tried, and they wouldn't let me. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I kind of want... I read some reviews for it. Like, I've played the game before. I know it's good. But I read some reviews, and they were very positive on the game. And then I heard that the Magalore mode is actually a lot bigger than you'd originally expect. Right? Like, it was a lot bigger than, yeah, like, you would... Like, I was expecting to be, like, an hour or two mode. Right? Kind of... part of me is expecting the Magalore mode to basically be, like, DDD Tour, or Meta Knight Returns, or, I guess, the Guest Stars mode in Star Allies, right? Like, something like that. But no, supposedly, the Magalore mode's actually a little bit... I mean, it still basically is Meta Nightmare Returns, because I don't think... Because Superstar, or Return to Dreamland, did not have a DDD Tour / Meta Nightmare. So, I mean, I guess that makes sense. But so far, you know... So I'm like, okay, I'm kind of interested in this. So I went to the store to buy a copy of Return to Dreamland Deluxe. And they were sold out. Even though the game, you know, it had launched that day, it was like noon. Nope, they had already sold out of copies. And, you know, I'm going to buy the game physically, obviously. You know, I buy... The only game I regret not buying physically is actually Splatoon 3. You know, I think online games, or games that you play every day, definitely have a lot more justification to buy digitally. But that's I've talked about that in the past. We're getting our ass kicked. Yeah. See, again, we're stuck in the hallway. All they have to do is camp, like, 2 different spots, and they can keep us stuck in this upper area forever. As long as they're good about camping these 2 spots, then yeah. It's hallways. It's all hallways. I see the truth now. I was born in the darkness. I didn't see the light till I was already a man. And by then, it was blinding. Because we're stuck in a fucking hallway. It's like those old... It's like those... I picture it as like one of those like creepy high school hallways. You know the type I'm talking about. Whatever. So yeah, so I didn't pick up Return to Dreamland. I was going to. They wouldn't sell it to me because they didn't have any copies, so I didn't. Instead, I booted up Star Allies, and I beat Star Allies. Still really like Star Allies. Honestly, still a very fun, very solid game that gets way too much shit. Is Return to Dreamland / Return to Dreamland Deluxe a better game? Probably, yes. But I still really enjoy Star Allies. I did the guest stars mode, which again took me, I think, like an hour and a half. It was not a super long thing. And then now I have the arena. I don't know if I'm going to do the true arena again. That's something I kind of don't want to deal with. But I do think I want to do the, I definitely do want to do the Heroes in Another Dimension. So I think I'm going to do that. But yeah, I don't think I want to do fucking true... I'll probably just do a normal run of the arena. But the true arena is just such a pain in the ass. But I'll definitely do Heroes in Another Dimension, which is really cool. Honestly, if you played Star Allies and you still have the game, and you never played Heroes in Another Dimension, it's definitely worth giving it a shot. It's a very well done mode. So yeah, so I really like that one. I still like Star Allies. Will I probably go to the store again and see if they actually just fucking lied to me and they actually do have copies? Probably yes. I will probably actually end up getting a copy of Return to Dreamland Deluxe. Because God, I just fucking love Kirby. Either that or I just watch a Let's Play of it and be like, yeah, good enough. Go watch the Runaway Guys play it again. I remember that Let's Play being fine. That was probably 10 years ago. Why did we... that's a game, the Runaway Guys. I'm amazed they've never did a Star Allies. Like, I know Chugga Conroy's not a big Kirby fan. At least I remember him saying he's not a big Kirby fan. Because, like, he had never... I remember him saying, I want to say, like, late last year, that he never played Planet Robobot. Which, yeah. Because it came out during the dark age of Nintendo. I hope he does Let's Play that one. Yeah. I mean, he just gave up on Splatoon and Paper Mario just finished off. It'd be a cool time to do Planet Robobot. Love me some Chugga Conroy, man. They did Amazing Mirror, right? That's another one. That might be cool. I don't think I ever watched that. That might be cool. God, I love me some Chugga Conroy. And the other guys are great as well. What are their names? Joe Jopson. Nintendo Caprice? Nintendo Capri? And... Timothy Foxlemaine? Is Tom Fox in the Runaway Guys? Actually, I feel like I've seen him in stuff, but I definitely don't think he's the fourth member. Who the fuck is the... Josh Jepson, Nintendo Capri Sun, and... I have no idea. I literally cannot think of the third member. Okay, so yeah, so Star Allies, great. Definitely, I definitely feel like people treat it as the black sheep of the Kirby franchise, and it should not be. It's actually a kind of like how Zelda 2 is treated as the black sheep of the Zelda franchise, and it's actually a decent game. Right? This is treated like the black sheep, but it's actually a decent game. The forgotten Kirby game is Dreamland 3. That's the Super Mario Land 2 of Kirby games. Yep. Yes, sirree. We got our ass kicked here again. So what else? What else have... Okay, so a game I did boot up. So I've been on a bit of a Pikmin kick, right? We're eventually gonna do Pikmin's 1 and 2 on stream. And then, Pikmin 4, obviously. 1, 2, and 3, let's be honest here. We're going to do 1, 2, and 3. I know I've played 3 on stream before. We're definitely going to do it again. And by the way, I've done Return to Dreamland on stream. I did Return to Dreamland before Star Allies came out back in, 2018. So those streams still exist on YouTube. By the way. But no, Right, so we're going to do Pikmin's 1, 2, and 3 on stream. I did all the mission modes for Pikmin. But then I was thinking about it, and I was like, you know what Pikmin game I haven't played, even though I do own it? Right? Because it came out late into the 3DS's lifespan. And by that point, I had already moved on to the Switch. So games, that one, Metroid 2 Samus Returns, the remake, and there was one other game. What was the other one? Games that came out late into the 3DS's lifespan. I was like, you know what? Let's boot up a 3DS. So I played Hey Pikmin. I played through the first world of the game. And yep, it's definitely the fucking Pikmin Ziplash, that's for sure. Did I hate it? No, that'd be too strong of a thing. It's definitely, a 2D Pikmin-style platformer thing that's all about you going and, you're collecting treasure. It's fine, it's and I didn't hate Chibi Robo Ziplash either. The worst thing I could say about Chibi Robo Ziplash was that it was boring. And I kind of feel like that's the same thing here. The worst thing I can say about Hey Pikmin is not that it's bad, it's just that it's kind of boring. Yeah, I mean, one of the, there is all these things where it's the game's trying to be charming, right? It has all these cute little cutscenes where the Pikmins find things, and then, they try to, collect them, and, maybe they come across some sheer grubs or a Bulbor. It's weird, because the first boss of the game is a Bulborb, because you feel very small in this game. But instead they have these new, yellow enemies that are your Bulborb stand-in for some reason. I don't know. But no, I'm okay, the game is fine. It's just kind of boring. So yeah, I played through the first world. Will I pick it up again and play through more of it? Maybe. I don't know. It all depends. Again, I'm not really playing any new games at the moment. Really? Well, okay, I say that. My copy of Metroid Prime finally comes. So I pre-ordered a physical copy, and it finally comes in on Monday. So I'm finally gonna play Metroid Prime. Finally. So I go to say that, I haven't played any new games. No, I'm finally gonna play Metroid Prime after all these years. So look forward to me talking about that next week, probably. Because, yeah, I made streaming that. Again, the next stream we're doing is Zelda. We're doing Breath of the Wild in March, no matter what. Is that this week? Or is that this upcoming week? That might be this upcoming week. When is March 3rd? I think that's Friday. Yep, that's a week from yesterday. Okay. So I'm not really playing that much at the moment. But, so I might go back to it. I've got a week. I don't know. Again, it was just whatever. Any other video games? No, I really feel like that's been it. I've been listening to podcasts. I need to sit down and read. Because my copy of, Who Hunts the Whale? It's Who Hunts the Whales, right? Oh shit, am I forgetting? Am I getting the name wrong? Yeah, Who Hunts the Whales? Okay, no, I was right about that. My copy of Laura Kate Dale's new book came in. And I want to read... I'm excited to read that. Who Hunts the Whales? I'm like, yeah, God, I gotta read this. And so I have not started that yet. But that is something I'm going to do, and, you know, much like something like Prison of Plastic or whatnot, we definitely are going to talk about it, because it is very relevant to the type of thing. Like, I know I normally don't talk about books on stream, but every once in a while you got to make an exception. And yeah, Who Wants the Whales is going to be one of those exceptions. But I'm excited to read it. I am. You know, I remember reading it might have been listening. It might have been an audio preview, now that I think about it. For the preview. And I was like, oh, look at this bright-eyed kid who's about to get their fucking teeth smashed in. Right? By how terrible the video game industry is. And that was like a year ago now. Probably even longer. So I'm excited to read it. But I have not started that yet. Have I done any... Again, no movies. We have the TV show, which we'll talk about. But no, I think the last thing... So, you know, me always in the quest for weird foods and whatnot. Right, I know we talked about the Mountain Dew. Did we talk about the Mountain Dew Blackout? We must have. It tasted like grape. Yeah. I went looking for more of it, just to kind of see if I could, and I didn't find anything. But the thing I did try was, I went to Pizza Hut. The last time I went to Pizza Hut was... I want to say it was the week before I graduated high school. So it's been almost 10 years since the last time I went to Pizza Hut. It's been a long time. So it's been a long time, but I saw they brought back this thing called the Big New Yorker. And I remember hearing people be like, oh, so excited for this, that they loved it. And I'm not talking like sponsored people. I'm talking like people who like genuinely were like, oh yeah, this is one of the best things Pizza Hut ever had, this Big New Yorker. So I was like, you know what? Sure, let me go try. I haven't had Pizza Hut in 10 years. Let me go try Pizza Hut. Sure, why not? So I went and tried Pizza Hut. And you know, it was fine. It was fine. I got that. I got some pizza and I got some breadsticks. You know, the breadstick recipe I use is literally just the Pizza Hut breadstick recipe. Like, they taste fucking identical. It was something I didn't realize because I hadn't had Pizza Hut breadsticks. But yeah, my breadstick recipe is literally just the Pizza Hut breadstick recipe. So the Pizza Hut breadsticks, fine. You know, they're fine. The pizza, the Big New Yorker, it was fine. You know, I'm definitely more of a... I'm definitely more of a Domino's guy. At the end. Like, of the big four pizza places. Pizza Hut, Domino's, Papa John's, and whatever the fuck the other one is. I know there are four. I think there are four. I guess Little Caesars? Yeah, I guess Little Caesars. Of the big four pizza places, I'm a Domino's guy. Little Caesars, you know, it's cheap. It's cheap. You get exactly what you're expecting. I'm fine with Little Caesars. But it's definitely not Domino's. And then, pizza, Papa John's is, you know, it's honestly probably the weakest one. Of course, pizza is like hamburgers. The best pizza place is going to be some local hole in the wall. That's my personal opinion. The best pizza place is a local hole in the wall. The best burger place near me is either a hole in the wall or Whataburger. Perks of living in Texas, man. Don't have a P. Terry's here, though. That's Austin. But no. Yeah, no, it's usually just some hole in the wall. That's usually where you get some of the best stuff. So yeah, the Big New York, it was whatever. You know, it's Pizza Hut, it's whatever. I still have freaking a bunch left over. So I'll probably finish that over the next coming days. So let's see how it is cold. You know, I don't honestly know. It might be good cold, it might not be. And yeah, have I been playing any other video games? Have I been doing anything? Did I try anything else? I know there was something I wanted to talk about, and I just completely forgot. Oh wow! I finally got a fucking Splash-O-Matic on my team. Also, I said earlier, right? I have not gotten a single Splash-O-Matic on my team. Same thing goes for snipers. Like, I think I've gotten... Usually, if I get anything, I get a Splatling. I've maybe gotten 1 to 2 snipers in the past, 2 weeks. Right? And that includes, snipers, squiffers, E-leaders, bamboozlers. I count bamboozlers. I can't even remember the last time I saw a snipe rider. Like, who gives a shit about the snipe rider? No, snipers are very rare. But the enemy team, oh god, the enemy team loves them. Yeah, I see through the lies. Anything else we gotta talk about? Besides for, the thing. Have I been playing anything else? No, not really. I watched Matt Pat's FNAF video, him explaining the timeline. Did he put out a new one of those today, I wonder? Because I know he was putting them out on... Oh my god, the new Matt Pat channel. Did we talk about this last week? I don't know if we did. So Matt Pat announced his 4th channel. And I know the big running things were like, oh, it's going to be like science theory or something. No, it's style theory. Which, I know we can laugh at, oh, look at Matt Pat's merch he sells. Look at the cringe. Oh, this man's gonna be the man to teach us about style. Okay, I know we can make all the obvious jokes. But here's the thing. Here's the thing I will say. If his style theory convinces just one, and I mean just a singular person at a con to wear deodorant, then it will be a success. Of course, I'd prefer more than one, obviously. But I'll take... Right, if he can use his platform to convince a bunch of fucking nerds to finally wear deodorant. Oh my god, yes. I know, right, we call Matt Pat cringe and all that. Some of it's rightly deserved. Not that I think... Again, I don't think Matt Pat's a bad person at all. He doesn't... he fucks up every once in a while. But I don't think... Fucking up doesn't make you a bad person. Right? Because, it's very easy to fuck up. Let's be honest here. Let's be honest. It's very easy to fuck up. But no, yes, Matt Pat's cringe. But he's not a bad person. And at least I don't feel like it. I don't know. I know he's done fucked up things, the first one, didn't he support Autism Speaks? I feel like that's something he did at some point. So, that's the first one. There's the whole Toby Fox thing. So, right, he's fucked up, but I don't think he's a bad person. But no, if he can just convince one person, just one, or let's just say 1% of his fan base to wear deodorant that wouldn't have done it before, then that's a win. And, we should take our wins where it's fucking 2023. We live in unprecedented times. We should take our wins where we can get them. Nerds wearing deodorant, I'll take that win where I can get it. Alright, so let's talk about the Ghost and Molly McGee. So after I finished the Owl House, and after I finished Amphibia, this was the next show that was like, hey, yeah, if you liked those 2 shows, you'll like this one, right? This is another Disney show currently airing. First season, it's all on Disney+. Second season is airing later this year. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll check it out, right? It's one of those things, technically, I would say before I watched or after I watched Bluey, but no, I have been working on this show since December. I think that was the first time we talked about it. I started watching it in December, then I got sidetracked. Then I came back to it, then I got sidetracked. And here we are at the end of February. And And I finally finished it. The first season's like only 20 episodes. I did literally 50 episodes of Bluey in like 2 days. And I know those are 5 minutes. But yeah, somehow this show took me 3 months. But it's, it's a decent show. I like Amphibia and Owl House more, I should say. But this show is also only in its first season, right? And for all the love I have for Owl House, that really doesn't start until the second season. Like, yeah, there are good episodes of the Owl House in the first season. But I really do feel like the love for that show, and when that show, gets the... Like, I didn't compare the Owl House to Gravity Falls during its first season. I definitely did during the second season, and the third season's been great so far. And yeah, so yeah, I'm... the first season... Yeah, it's been fine. I like it. So the concept is, girl moves to new town, and the house she's moved into is haunted by ghosts. And of course the ghost wants to scare her away, curses her that he won't leave her alone until she leaves. But she's super chipper and super positive about it. I know I just got done with Kipo. And yeah, same, right, just a super positive attitude about everything, the supernatural. So yeah, and yeah, so she takes, being cursed next to this ghost, that's going to be awesome. I always have a ghost friend to hang out with. Oh, that's going to be so cool. And now, so the ghost is voiced by... Oh, who does the voice? It is... I have no idea who does the voice. It's whoever does fucking Frylock. Or not Frylock, Master Shake. It's whoever does Master Shake in Aqua Team Hunger Force. I recognize the voice actor immediately. I just can't remember the guy's name. Is it, is it Jordan Klepper? Maybe Jordan Klepper. I don't know. But it's a super recognizable voice. And yeah, it fits the character perfectly. Because, at first the ghost is like, oh, I've been cursed. Right? This is awful. But, he starts warming up to them. He likes food. Great at that. I will... Okay. So, one of the first things I gotta talk about, this is a musical show. The thing I would compare this show to in a lot of ways is Phineas and Ferb. There's usually it's 11, because every episode is 2 11-minute episodes. There's usually some sort of problem of the week. Of course, there is a fair bit of continuity here. Like, early on in the show, they fix the Brighton band shell, and then it appears in a bunch of different episodes throughout the season. So there is a fair bit of continuity here. But I compare it to Phineas and Ferb because it's a musical show. Now, supposedly, all the music, this is what I heard, was done by Rob Cantor. If you do not know who that is, he's the guy who did the actual Cannibal Shia LaBeouf song. Yeah, supposedly that guy did the music for the show. From what I've been told. Which blows my mind. Okay, that's crazy. But the music in the show, episode to episode, it's fine. Some episodes don't, right, like Phineas and Ferb, we love Phineas and Ferb. They've got a lot of killer sounds. They've also got some stupid fucking songs. Let's be honest here. When you're pitting out a song an episode, you're not gonna always hit gold. And with this show, it definitely doesn't start like that. It does not start as a musical. I want to say the musical numbers don't appear until 3 or 4 episodes in. And then they're there through most of the show. But there was one point near the end, in episode 18, where I was like, wait, there wasn't a musical number in this episode. That's kind of weird. But yeah, so it is a musical. So the songs are hit and miss, kind of like Phineas and Ferb. They mess around with a lot of different genres and styles. So you get they did a Dolly Parton song at one point that I was like, yeah, this works. But then, they do some other stuff that's very okay, this is kind of lazy. So it's a real hit and miss. But you know what is not a hit and miss? The theme song. The theme song for this show, I love it. It got stuck in my head immediately. Oh my gosh. I fucking love it. I love the theme song for this show. It's so good. But yeah, the music, you know, hit and miss. I'm surprised they got, you know, like, everyone who works on the show can sing. Like, that was when they originally, I guess, when they originally, and this is the only reason why I think I know the Rob Cantor stuff. Because I was reading somewheres that, right, the guy who voices the ghost didn't originally, like, they cast the actor, but they didn't know if he could sing or not, because they changed it to a musical during production. And he was like, oh yeah, I've got a background in theater, of course I can. So it's like, okay. And yeah, he does fine. The girl who voices Molly does a great job. So yeah, it's all very solid. And yeah, so it's just like every week, you know, there's some sort of problem or wacky adventure. Molly comes up with some crazy idea that they have to do. In some ways, you know what? And I think part of me is a little biased towards the show. Not because of like, oh yeah, it's good, bad, or whatever. It kind of in some ways reminds me of the anime Good Luck Girl. Like, there is literally an episode that deals with manipulation of luck. Which is, yeah, literally that's the plot, Good Luck Girl, right? Like, it literally turns into that. And I haven't seen that anime in forever, but I fucking love, that's one of my favorite animes. Again, maybe if I rewatch it, I won't love it as much, but at the time, I did. And it's a great comedy. And yeah, so it kind of reminds me of that, you know, normal human dealing with the supernatural. So yeah. You got some good supporting cast. All of Molly's right. She's got the delinquent little brother. Her dad is he's like a city planner or an architect or something. But you know, he's got his hopes and dreams to, you know, do great things, and that's where it helps him with the band. God, that's a lot of increase stuff. So, right, and then he helps with the band shell and everything. You find out he has a history as a figure skater. Because they deal with other ghosts as well. Like, there's like, it's not Moaning Myrtle. That's a Harry Potter thing. But they deal with, like a woods ghost. There's a figure skater ghost that shows up every once in a while. There's Jeff, spelled the correct way, by the way. Right? That shows up. That's, like, the ghost best friend. There's the ghost council. I do like that. So there's a bunch of different ghosts in there. The mom she works, but she does like gigs, right? She's part of the gig economy, which is like, okay, the grandma shows up every once in a while, and there's the whole, does she approve of the dad and the family and whatnot? But of course, Scratch loves her because she makes food. That's all great. But my favorite is probably Libby. So Libby is Molly's best friend. And you know, she's the shy bookworm who loves turtles. And she's great. She's great. They do the Wizards of Waverly Place thing, where midway through the season, Libby finds out about Scratch and that ghosts are real. And it just makes, right, it allows you to do more stuff with the character, which is what I'll always come in, right? Wizards of Waverly Place, making Harper know that they're wizards just makes the show better. And yep, same thing here, right? Having Libby know. And there's like this whole competition about who's the real best friend. But I love Libby is, yeah, she's probably my favorite character. I think she's a great friend. They do a lot of, she's Jewish, and they actually do a lot with that. She has a, oh god, what are those called? It's not a quinceañera. That's the Mexican one. Is it a bat mitzvah? Yeah, I think bat mitzvah is correct. She has a bat mitzvah in one of the episodes, and that's really good. And they do a Hanukkah episode that is fantastic. Honestly, because you don't really, like, the only show that I can think of that's done a Hanukkah episode, there are two that I can think of. One is Static Shock, Which, really, that was just part of their Christmas episode. Which, Static Shock's Christmas episode is the best Christmas episode of all time. Like, I know there are some good Christmas episodes out there, but I will always give credit to Static Shock's Christmas episode, man. It's so good. And, you know, they talk about Hanukkah, they talk about Kwanzaa in that episode. The ending takes place in a church, but it feels it doesn't feel like... I know it's technically preachy, but it doesn't feel it, and it feels very justified with everything that's happened in the episode. God, I love that episode so fucking much. And the other Hanukkah episode I can think of is, I want to say Futurama did one. Or they did a Robonica. I think it was called Robonica. So, you know, that's great. I love, you know, you never get those other... Like, Futurama is also the only other show that I can think of that did a Kwanzaa episode. And yeah, you know, because you always get Christmas. I know there's only one Hanukkah movie, but this is a great Hanukkah special that I definitely feel like should go into the rotation every year. With all those other Christmas classics, you know, Shrek and Donkey's Christmas Shrektacular, the SpongeBob Christmas episode, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Christmas episode. This deserves to go right in the rotation. Yeah, no, I loved their Hanukkah episode. That was great. Because, yeah, and they don't do a Christmas episode at all. At least I don't think they do. They do a snow episode, which is them, like, Molly wants to go out and make snowmen, and everybody else wants to stay inside and be warm. And that was good. But, yeah, no, Libby is my favorite. They have a bully character, Andrea, who they actually... what I really like is, so, right, for the most part, Andrea is, you know, she's the bully character, she's the villain. But then at the end of the show, near the end of the show, the McGees lose their house. So, right, they're homeless, and they're living out of their van. And Andrea finds out, and Molly's, like, horrified about what she's going to do. But then you find out Andrea raises all the funds to get them their house back. Because right, in that episode, because Andrea's been the villain up to this point, the bully. And no, it's revealed that she actually considers Molly a friend, you know? They made a movie together. She helped her be the queen of the parade. You know, she made sure she didn't take a bad advertisement deal or something like that. Yeah, even though their relationship is weird, Andrea has actually considered Molly a friend for a while now in the show. It's just, you know, they don't have a typical, like, best friend relationship like Molly and Libby. And I was like, wow, that's a really great reveal. Like, it all makes sense. It's like, okay, again, fuck Harry Potter, but there's that episode of, I want to say Community, where it's like, oh, I don't even like Harry Potter, but you've seen all 8 movies. So, why else not? And yeah, it's like, oh, we're not friends, but we hang out together all the time. We made a movie together. We're kind of friends. But that episode, right, near the end of the season, episode, like, 18, the dad, like, breaks his arm, and they do an entire thing about how the American healthcare system fucking sucks, and it screws you out of house and home, because, yeah, they work so hard to pay off the medical bills that they actually lose their house in the process. Just pointing out how the American medical system fucking sucks. And yeah, it's great moment, right? Great, good, because the American healthcare system does fucking suck, you know? So I liked that. But so they lose their home, and of course, Molly doesn't want to tell anybody, doesn't want to tell Libby. But eventually Andrea finds out and brings the whole town together to get them their home back. And yeah, it brings in all the characters who we had met up to that point. Because yeah, a big point of the show is that it's a community, right? Molly is trying to enhappify. And happify is there in Biggin, right? That word that they really want to add to the dictionary. You know, because I feel like everything does that nowadays. It's okay. But, so she wants to enhappify the town. So she's helping out she was the mayor for a day. And the mayor is played by Patton Oswalt. I picked up on that immediately. She works at the retirement home. She helps out Andrea and her parents who run a department store. She gets local bands to play in town. Right? You see her do all this work for the community, and then right near that episode, 18, really does feel like a season finale. Like, everything about it, right? Them losing their home, and then the next episode deals with that, and then the community comes together to support them. That episode feels like a season finale. But no, the actual season finale, so, like, there's a whole ghost world, you know, Danny Phantom style. Abraham Lincoln shows up at one point in the show, because she has to do a report on Abraham Lincoln, and that's kind of funny. But yeah, there's a whole ghost world, and there's a ghost council, and you find out that the head, is he called the chairman? He feeds off negative energy, which is, because early on in the show you learn that Scratch works for the ghost council, and his goal is to make Brighton as miserable as possible, but now that he's hanging out with Molly, he's not doing any of that anymore. So yeah, eventually he gets caught, and Molly has to go to the ghost world, and she becomes what do they call, it's not a warlock. It's, I don't know. Basically, her spirit gets separated from her body, and she goes to the ghost world. And in the ghost world, you learn. So that is in Danny Phantom, show I absolutely loved as a kid. There's the episode where Danny gets arrested in the ghost world and goes to Walker's jail, and then you find out that in the ghost world, humans work like ghosts do in the human world, right? They can move through walls and everything. And as a kid, I was like, that's so clever, right? Like it's, or like, you know, like as a kid, I was like, oh, that's so cool. And right now I'm like, yeah, that was very clever, right? I really appreciate that. That was a great idea. And yeah, it's kind of like in this show, right? All the ghosts are like they feed off misery. But Molly is so filled with joy that she's like poison in the ghost world. And then at the end of the episode, the chairman who feeds off misery, she touches him and she literally fucking kills the chairman. You know, the show's potential big bad evil guy. She just fucking touches and he explodes. So, yeah. As that guy out of the picture. Because, you know, the chairman is like the Grim Reaper. So I was like, yeah, you know, that's a really good ending to a season. And so, yeah, I liked it. I'm very positive on it. Again, Disney's been hitting it out of the park with a lot of these shows. They keep fucking canceling them, which is tragic as all hell. But they're really good shows. At least I'm getting up on this one now. Because, you know, Owl House, I only got to as it's about to end, Amphibia I only got to after it ended. At least this one, right? Beginning of the first season. Right, Moon Girl we talked about last week. That's part of the reason why I got to that one immediately. Because I'm like, yeah, Disney's putting out a ton of great stuff. I just gotta actually watch it. And Disney Plus, right? I don't have cable anymore. So Disney Plus is a great way to see that. I wish they put more stuff on there. So yeah, I really enjoyed The Ghost of Molly McGee. I thought it was a very solid, very fun show that, again, I compare to Phineas and Ferb. But, like, that's a good thing. It's definitely, like, if you come in expecting something like Phineas and Ferb, you're probably getting, like, one for one, like, 104 Days of Summer Vacation. Every episode's a different scheme. There's usually not as many B-plots, right? Like, because Phineas and Ferb has the entire Perry the Platypus Doofenshmirtz B-plot. Yeah, you're not getting any stuff like that here. Because, yeah, there are some episodes that have B-plots. Like, I think there's the one where they all get locked in the basement except for Molly, so she has to go find a locksmith. Meanwhile, everybody else goes feral, and Lord of the Flies is it. Yeah. So stuff, like, there are B-plots, but there are a lot of episodes that, you know, keep it straight and narrow, just sticking to that one A-plot, and it works fine. Yeah, I enjoyed it. So, I guess that takes us to the outro. It took me too long, right? It took me too long to watch it. I really should have finished it back in, like, December. I don't even know what to start next. I mean, I really should be working on Netflix shows. With potentially, like, I know Netflix undid their account sharing thing. Because, I still Netflix for my parents, right? I don't actually pay for Netflix. No, the one I pay for is, I pay for Apple TV. That's the one that I pay for, that my parents mooch off me from. It's the Apple TV. Yeah. Even though they always say they're going to use it, and then they never do. Yeah, I do that one. And, I mean, I pay for, you know, Dropout. But that doesn't really... That's like a whole... I mean, technically that counts. It is technically a video streaming service. Oh my gosh. Fucking... The most... I'm assuming it's the season finale of the most recent... I'm assuming it's the season... I want to say 7 finale? 7 feels very far. It might not be 7. Whatever the most recent season of Game Changer... I'm pretty sure it just had its season finale. Season 5. I'm pretty sure it just had its season 5 finale. And so in season 4, they did Survivor as its finale. So in season 5, they did The Bachelor. And it was great. The Bachelor as a finale for the season was fantastic. I don't know, I definitely enjoyed the Survivor ones more. But the Bachelor ones were great. I was rooting for, oh God, I don't remember his name. But he's the guy who owns the bakery. He owns Brady's Bakery. And I was like, I'm rooting for him, man. And, yeah, that worked out pretty well. Without saying anything more than that, just say it worked out well. Not like I expected it to, but, you know. Okay, I've already said too much. Is that cat still under there? All the dogs went out to, you know, go to the bathroom and everything. They left a while ago. Is that cat still there? Are you being good babies? Okay, maybe the cat left. I haven't actually checked. Okay, yeah, we went for 2 hours. Doesn't surprise me. This ink is very red. Is that... That's not my eyes playing tricks on me, right? This ink is very... I don't remember this red of... like in Splatfest, sure. I don't remember this red of ink naturally existing in the game. They really need to add some end lag to Crab Tank. Like, I know that definitely won't fix the problem, but God, giving Crab Tank some end lag would really help. So, what's coming up in the future of the stream, since we're in the outro? Well, Breath of the Wild, right? Friday next week is the 6th anniversary of Breath of the Wild. So that would be a great thing to, you know, get started on that. And that's going to take, like, the entire month, probably. If not longer, you know, only doing it once, maybe twice a week if we're lucky. You know, going through Breath of the Wild is going to be... I'm very excited to do it again. I'm kind of avoiding Breath of the Wild media at the moment. I was going to watch a video someone did on a Breath of the Wild... I'm just going to leave it at that. I was going to watch a video someone did about Breath of the Wild. I actually did. I watched one where someone tried to see if they could clear every shrine without ruins. And that was a great video. I loved how that one ended. I'll be honest. I loved how, because something happens and I was like, oh shit. So yeah, that one was great. I enjoyed that, but there was another one I was watching afterwards. And I was like, I started watching this and I was like, no, I should stop. Like, the shrine thing is very disconnected. This was much more like, yeah, we're going to play through the game. And I was like, no, I should not be watching this. Because one of the things, after I beat Breath of the Wild, you know, people always ask questions like, oh, if you could ever play one game again, like if you could get all your memories erased of it and play it again. Or, like, if you could get all your memories erased and watch one movie with fresh eyes, what would that be? For me, it's Breath of the Wild. I would love to just forget all of my memories about Breath of the Wild and play it fresh for the first time. And that's part of the reason why I haven't played it in 7 years. Or coming up on 7 years. Is because, you know, I want to forget about as much as possible. I definitely have not. And especially between, like, watching speed runs and... I don't think I've ever watched a Let's Play. But, like, speed runs and challenge videos, there's definitely a fair few things that I do still remember. So, yeah, I definitely have not forgotten everything about it. But I've hopefully forgotten some things. That's the best that I can hope for. But yeah, I am excited to play it again. I'm excited, and I want to play through Mario Odyssey again at some point. Honestly, we're just going to keep going until we lose. You know, I've got time right now. We're just going to keep going until we lose. And then we'll do whatever I have to do. Which, you know, honestly, it might be sooner. I mean, we got 2 crab tanks with us, but clearly that didn't help them last round. Again, just because people use crab tank doesn't mean they're, like, instantly, like, amazing at the game. It's just, that's where the meta is. God, but yeah, one of my roommates said that, like, because like, I don't really rage at games. I'm not the type of guy who rages at games. But I have been kind of annoyed with this game the past few days. And one of my roommates, who plays a lot of Siege, was, like, hearing me being just, like, super annoyed and, you know, raging, being salty, let's just say. And was like, you get it now. Now you know what it's like to be the competitive multiplayer player. Right? Now you understand. Because, you know, I don't really play that many, like, multiplayer shooters. I played the Call of Duty story modes. Didn't really play this multiplayer. I played Halo 2 with friends locally. But, like, online shooters? No, Splatoon's really the only one. So, yeah, having that moment of, like, being just super annoyed and super salty. He was just like, yep, you're now seeing the truth. This is what most people who play online shooters deal with. So, yeah. So I guess I'm seeing the dark reality of things. Oh, you know what else I did do? You know, I just said, oh, I don't really talk about books. I reread all of Scott Pilgrim. I don't know why, I was just kind of feeling it. I was like, you know what? I kind of want to reread Scott Pilgrim. So I did that. I reread all, and you know, I'm not going to go in depth. I'm not reviewing Scott Pilgrim, God no. I reread it. It is kind of crazy. The last time I read Scott Pilgrim, I was younger than Scott. Now, I am older than Scott. And that's a very weird feeling. Where I'm like, okay. So I know I'm not describing it well, but trust me, I have very weird feelings about now being older than Scott Pilgrim. But, you know, I read it again. I liked it. You know, I still think it's a very solid book. I'm going to watch the movie again. I meant to do it yesterday and then just completely forgot. But yeah, I really liked it. And then I was thinking, like, you know, what else has Brian Lee O'Malley done since Scott Pilgrim? Like, I know he must have done something. Because Scott Pilgrim was what? The movie was what? 2010, 2011-ish? So I actually did see the Scott Pilgrim movie in theaters. But it was also the first movie I ever pirated. Because after seeing it in theaters, like a few months later, I was like, I want to watch it again, but I didn't want to buy, like, the DVD. So, yeah. That was the first movie I ever... God, that takes me back. You know, this was back... It was a whole different time. So I guess I'm partially to blame for the movie's failure, kind of. But I also did see it in theaters, which I know a lot of people didn't. But yeah, so I was like, what else has they done? Because at the back of my book, it had an ad for Lost at Sea. And I was like, wait, Lost at Sea, I don't remember that. So I'd never read Lost at Sea. It's like, I guess it's like 10 years old. Because I went online to like find a copy. And yeah, it's like 10-year anniversary or something like that. And I was like, I don't remember this at all. Because I have the printing in color. So I was like, wow, I've never even heard of this. And then there was another one called like Second or something like that. And I was like, okay, I've never heard of this either. And Second was also like, it's like also like 10 years old now or something like that. And then the third thing was Snot Girl. And I was like, oh fuck, wait. Because I've read Snot Girl. I completely forgot that he was the one who did it. But yeah, I've read Snot Girl. Not in a long time. I want to say I read the first like... oh, okay, that's it. I want to say I've read the first like 12 issues. Maybe even more than that. I kind of don't remember. But I have read Snot Girl. And yeah, I just kind of completely forgot it was him. Yeah, no, it's actually pretty good. Red Capsule. Red Capsules, I want to say Red Capsules are a little rarer. They're not the gold ones, definitely, but they're or even the bronze ones. Ooh. But yeah, I've read Snot Girl. Again, like the first like 10 issues or so. Long. Why did I read it? And see, I don't even remember reading it because of Brian O'Malley. I want to say, did Comic Drake recommend it? There was a period where the only comics I was reading was comics that Comic Drake recommended. Tag and Bink. Maybe was Tag and Bink Comic Drake? God, I don't remember. Jim and the Holograms. Not Buzz and Woody. Quantum and Woody. Booster Gold. Invincible. Right? I only read Invincible because of Comic Drake. No, Tag and Bink must have been somebody else. Oh, that's only 100. Wow. God, there's always more stuff to spend money on. God. So yeah, But yeah, I should pick up more, because I have my issues somewheres. They're in a box somewheres. I should pick up more Snot Girl. All right, let's end off with an amiibo. Please just work. I've been struggling so bad to get this amiibo gear, man. If you remember last week, I was working with Pearl. Yep, still working with Pearl. I'm just missing the crown. And there we go. Good. No. Alright, so I can put that one back up. And I gotta work with the new amiibos. I'm just trying to, I'm just trying to get the gear. And, because I know we did the one outfit, but there's still so much other stuff to do as well. I do like that crown, though. The crown. This one, specifically, the small one. I don't see anybody use the large one. But I see the small one all the time, because it's so great. It's such a great little thing. I'm so glad I have this piece. Quick super jump is kind of whatever, but having that one's great. And then what's the other we got? Because we got that one. I got this one, the Chaos Helm. Don't remember which amiibo that belongs to. Yeah. It's definitely something, new season, got to start working on some new gear. This was my Season 2 gear. And, do I have my Season 1 gear in here somewheres? Oh, it'd be Freshest Fits. Yep, there's my Season 1 gear. Right up there. There's my Season 2 gear, and now I gotta work some Season 3 gear. I don't know if I'll be maybe I'll pick up Splash in Season 3. Maybe not. Maybe I'll pick up Kraken, I'll think about it. But I gotta... That A rank to S rank, man. I gotta do that. But this is where we're ending off for tonight. You know, I'm definitely finishing off the season pass. We're so close to being to 99, and then it's just like one level from there, which I can do tomorrow. And so yeah, I'll finish the season pass, and when the new update comes out on Wednesday, yeah, we'll be fine. It's just the bigger question is, do I get to S rank? And the answer is probably no. So yeah, I gotta go pet the dogs. Oh, are you being a little annoying doggo? Oh, you're such a good girly. Love you, girly. You're so good, I love you. I love you. Okay, so that's where we're ending off. Yeah. So the next time I stream will be Breath of the Wild. We will be back. And yeah, so that'll be then. And then, you know, in chat, obviously, that on Saturdays. That hasn't changed. But we'll have some Oh, I will not be reacting to the Pokemon stream. It's at, what, fucking 7 a.m.? Yeah, I'm at work by then. Yeah, no, I'm at work. I definitely won't be reacting to that. And I probably will not avoid, seeing the thing. I probably won't avoid it, so we'll just talk about it on Friday. So until then, I hope you all enjoyed. Stay tuned for more. Until next time, peace.